Good evening, this is TCN English News Edition and you're watching with me, Nihoy Kim Kongsai. First, the headlines. Acne Prime. India successfully conducts flight tests of new generation ballistic missile. Lok Sabha elections 2024. Simmering Manipur May press nota. Myanmar junta's free reign in Mindat ends as Jin Defense Force resumes battle. At least 4 dead, 16 injured after fire breaks out at chemical factory in Telangana's Sangareddy. News in detail. India's Strategic Forces Command (SFC) along with Defense Research and Development Organizations (DRDO) conducted the successful flight tests of new generation ballistic missile Acne Prime from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha at around 1900 hours on Wednesday, April 3, 2024, officials said. The test met all the trial objectives, validating its reliable performances, as confirmed by the data captured by a number of range sensors deployed at different locations, including 2 downrange ships placed at the terminal point. The launch was witnessed by the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Strategic Forces Command, and senior officials from DRDO and the Indian Army. Indian Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has congratulated DRDO, SFC, and the armed forces for the successful test. He stated that the successful development and inductions of the missile will be an excellent force multiplier for the armed forces. Indian Chief of Defense Staff General Anil Chauhan and Secretary, Department of Defense, R&D, and Chairman DRDO, Dr. Samir V. Kamat appreciated the efforts of SFC and DRDO for the successful flight test. Elections for the 2 Lok Sabha seats in Manipur are a little over 2 weeks away, but there are no signs of elections, no banners, no posters, no rallies or meetings, and no visible movement of party leaders here in Imphal. As per Press Trust of India, life in the Meitei-dominated Imphal Valley looks normal, with shops opened, educational institutions, and other activities, which remain severely affected due to the conflict between the Meiteis and the Kukis since May, resuming activities. But the presence of security forces, both army and the state police, in every nook and corner in Imphal and elsewhere suggests things are not normal even after nearly 1 year since the violence broke out. Things may look normal from the outside, but people are really upset and angry over the situation. M. Landoni, a member of Mera Paibis, Manipur's most influential women vigilant group, told DH at Imphal. A group of Mera Paibis, the elderly women clad in traditional Meitei attires, sat under a set along the road at Chingmerong locality, less than a kilometer from Manipur Assembly. A banner that called for justice for the family of 2 Meitei teenagers who were allegedly abducted by Kuki insurgents from Bishnupur in the valley in July and were later found dead in September. They were allegedly taken to Charichampur, a Kuki-dominated district that shares a boundary with Bishnupur. It was around 7 p.m. as the Chingmerong unit of Mera Paibi sat and discussed their plan to keep watch in the locality. We sit here every evening to keep watch on unwanted elements who may intrude and create violence against Landoni, a mother of 2 children aged about 45, said. When asked about elections, almost all shouted in unison, "We don't want elections now. We will press nota this time if the elections are forced on us in such a situation." People, irrespective of party affiliations, will not take part in any activities related to the elections, as they are angry with how the conflict was handled. People voted for BJP in 2019 and Congress before that, but all betrayed us when we plunged into crisis. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had come seeking votes before the 2019 elections. Why is he not coming now when people are suffering? Meena Lakshmi Devi, another protester, told DAs. Every locality in the Meitei-dominated valley has a unit of the influential Mera Paibis with elderly women of its Meitei family as each part. So will they vote for Congress. People will either not cast their votes or press nota this time to show their anger. We are unhappy with all the parties, she stressed. The atmosphere at Ima Keitel, the Meitei women-run market, was similar with none DA spoke in favor of the elections. More than 200 people have died and over 60,000 others got displaced in the conflict since May last year. Imphal falls under Inner Manipur Lok Sabha seats, where elections are scheduled on April 19. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh, a senior leader of the ruling BJP, was elected in 2019. But he also faced anger from the Meitei protester as his house was attacked more than once amid the violence. Singh had caused embarrassment to the party when he questioned the way law and order was handled by Environ Singh government during the conflict with the Kukis. BJP has replaced Rajkumar, the Union Minister of State for External Affairs, with the State Education Minister Basanta Kumar Singh as a candidate, while the Opposition Congress has fielded Angomta Bimol Okoizam, a JNU professor, a Meitei. Maheshwar Thaunauzam, a young leader of the Republican Party of India, Athawale, is seen as another strong opponent. A senior leader of all Manipur Mera Paibi Association told DAs that although they did not issue any boycott call, they would appeal to people to press nota to express their anger with the way the government handled the conflict and elections were imposed around Baitingal and armed radical Meitei group, which forced 38 MLAs and 2 MPs in Manipur to take oath at the Kangla fort here at Imphal. The seat of erstwhile Meitei Kingdom in January have issued a decade asking all parties not to campaign, use banners, posters, or any other means to woo voters to watch the elections. A senior official in the Manipur government who requested anonymity told DAs that the political parties must be wary of the dictate issue by the Aram Baitingals and the call by the Mera Paibis. Both now enjoy the maximum clout and influence in the valley, but people remained away from the elections process even before they issued the calls, he said. The atmosphere at Moreh, a border town about 110 kilometers away where Kukis are dominant, is also similar, and there are no signs of the elections. There is no banner, no poster, or any other pool-related activities, and only remnants of the violence such as burnt houses, destroyed properties, and crowds of the security forces welcome visitors to Moreh. Polling in Moreh, which comes under Outer Manipur Lok Sabha constituency, is scheduled on April 19, but a major part of the hills will go for polling in the second phase on April 26. Moreh falls under the Outer Manipur Lok Sabha constituency, where Nagas and Kukis are deciding factors. The Naga People's Front, NPF, has replaced its sitting MP Lorho S. Fose with Timothy Zimik, a retired Indian Revenue Service officer and an alumni of IIM Bangalore. The ruling BJP and its ally National People's Party also have extended support to Zimik given the dominance of the Naga voters and the anger among the Kukis. Congress and other opposition parties have fielded former Education Minister Alfred K. Arthur, who survived at least 3 gun attacks during his meeting before his name was announced as a candidate. Meanwhile, the Office of the Chief Electoral Officer, Manipur, has started its online campaign urging people to cast their votes. The Chin Defense Force Mindat (CDF) Mindat said it is resuming military operations against Myanmar's junta nearly 2 months after the resistance group was rocked by internal disagreement over the establishment of a Chin state government. As per the Irrawaddy, the state government was established on February 1st by the Chinland Council, which was formed under the Chinland Constitution. CDF mandate and other stakeholders in Chin State opposed the formations of the council, which is dominated by the Chin National Army, CNA, and elected lawmakers from the National League for Democracy, NLD. The self-described government consists of more than a dozen ministries, including Foreign Affairs and Defense. Under the Chinland Constitutions ratified in December, the CNA is the only armed force representing the Chin people, meaning all resistance forces must come under the direct command of its defense ministry. Amid internal divisions over the formations of the CNF-led government, CDF Mindat held a 3-day conference from March 30 to April 1st. The meeting resolved to settle the disagreement and set up military operations with allies. Informations Officer Consulate Taiwan told the Irrawaddy. Mindat residents confirmed there have been no clashes between junta and resistance forces in Mindat Township for months. Neither have junta battalions have ambushed, they say. After the disagreement arose, the group that carried out attacks on junta positions left. Previously, junta troops had dare not leave the town when they, CDF Mindat forces were around. After the group left, junta soldiers even threw a party to celebrate. They also resumed patrols along the main roads and surrounding villages, said a resident. There have also been frequent arrests of civilians at checkpoints manned by police and junta soldiers in and out of Mindat town. On April 1, 2 young men were seized and taken to Infantry Battalion 274 for interrogation, said residents. The last fighting reported by CDF Mindat took place in urban Mindat on January 1st when a junta major was hit by a sniper. The regime has, however, continued conducting air raids on Mindat Township with 3 aerial attacks in March and 2 bombing of a village on Monday, April 1st. CDF Mindat was among the first resistance groups to take up arms against the military regime. It clashed with regime forces on April 24, 2021. Little more than 2 months after the military coup of February 1st. It was the first resistance group to destroy junta military vehicles using only primitive hunting rifles. CDF Mindat announced on its 2nd anniversary in April 2023 that it had killed over 450 regime soldiers in a total of 218 classes. It said 55 resistance fighters had lost their lives in the classes. The resistance group had taken control of much of Mindat Township and parts of Mindat town, effectively isolating Infantry Battalion 274 before it was hit by internal disagreements. The CDF belongs to a 5-member military alliance known as the Chin Brothers. The alliance recently organized a fundraising event for a planned operation. At least 4 people died and 16 others were injured on Wednesday in an explosion allegedly caused by a fire in a chemical factory in Telangana's Sangareddy. The blast occurred around 5 p.m. Some 8 to 10 people may have trapped inside the factory, reported news agency ANI, adding that locals informed that around 50 people were inside the building when the blast took place. 5 fire tenders rushed to SB Organics Limited. The injured people have been shifted to a nearby hospital for urgent treatment. It is believed that the factory manager is also one of the people who died in the incident. The plant is located about 40 kilometers from Hyderabad International Airport. The fire, which spread through the pharma unit's premises, was subsequently brought under control, the official said. The deceased include the pharma farm's director and 3 workers, police said, but further details about the deceased were not immediately available. The reactor exploded at the pharma company, and people around it were thrown away in its impact. So far, 4 people have died, 10 to 15 people sustained injuries. They have been shifted to a hospital and are undergoing treatment, a senior police official told PTI. The condition of 2 persons among the injured is critical, and they have been referred to a hospital in Hyderabad, the official said. The victims belong to different states, they said, adding that the cause of the explosion is under investigation. Chief Minister A. Revan Reddy, who held a meeting with officials, expressed anguish over the incident. He directed the district officials to provide the best medical care to those injured in the incident and expressed condolences to the families of those who died, an official release said. Telangana Governor C.P. Radhakrishnan expressed shock over the incident and entrusted the state administration to mobilize its machinery to provide all necessary support to the victims. He conveyed his condolences to the families of those who died in the tragedy. A Raspavan press communique said. The Hill Tribal Council HTC Moret 15th general election was conducted last 27 March 2024 at the HTC Conference Hall. The newly elected members were President Kaihulal Haukip, Unit 10, Zion Veng, Vice President External Affairs, Laltan Puya Vaipei, Unit 5, Gamnum Veng, General Secretary Zeki Tautang, Unit 8, New Moret Veng, Finance Secretary Lumintang Mizo, Unit 9, Langkisoy Veng, and Assistant General Secretary Thongkongam Lungdim, Unit 6, Paisam Veng, respectively. The elected members were to serve for a tenure of 3 years, that is, 2024 to 2027. Oath taking of the newly elected members was followed by a blessing prayer from the local pastor. The Imphal Naga Forum (INF) on Wednesday made a clarion call to all the candidates, political parties, church bodies, civil society organizations, voters, and various armed groups to exercise maximum restraints and refrain from violence during poll campaigns. A release said that the forum is deeply distressed, disturbed, and saddened by the turn of events in Manipur in the run-up to the world's biggest democratic exercise. It asserted that the emerging violence pool scenario will not be conducive to a peaceful, free, and fair and transparent elections. It also sought support of the church leaders in voicing to elect righteous, incorruptible, and dedicated candidates. It further prayed that the public do not fall prey to the lure of money, inducements, and gifts from candidates and political parties. It urges all to unite to create a congenial, peaceful, and violence-free movement to ensure the people exercise their political franchise without fear and intimidation. It further calls upon the Elections Commission of India to remind of its constitutional obligations to the citizens, adding that ECI, being a constitutional poll watchdog, must ensure peaceful and smooth polling. Campaigning for the upcoming general elections is in full swing as the political parties and the people have geared up for the elections. On Tuesday, PM Modi held public rallies in Uttarakhand's Rudrapur and Rajasthan's Kotputli. While launching a blistering attack on Rahul Gandhi for his remarks accusations that there will be a conflagrations in the country if he gets a third term, and asked the people to wipe out the Congress from everywhere. The PM said he was being threatened and abused by the corrupt, but there will be even bigger action against corruption after his re-election. Several issues have been racked up, including the Kachatevu Island issue with the ruling BJP and the opposition slamming each other. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and DMK President M.K. Stalin slammed the BJP for raising the Kachatevu issue ahead of the Lok Sabha polls and say that the issue has started to backfire now. Criticizing PM Modi, Stalin questioned that why did PM did not even spoke to Sri Lanka government to return back Kachatevu Island. Polling for the Lok Sabha elections will be conducted in 7 phases, the first of which is on April 19, besides voting for the 543 Lok Sabha seats. The Elections Commission of India has also announced assembly elections in Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, and Odisha, as well as assembly by polls for 26 vacant seats. The counting of votes will be done on Zone 4. Support of at least 272 MPs in the Lok Sabha is required to form the government at the center. The State Cabinet will hold a meeting with the Eastern Nagaland Gazetted Officers Association today at 3 p.m. in the Conference Hall of Chief Minister's Residential Complex, Kohima. Other senior state government officials and holders of important offices from Eastern Nagaland will also be present in this meeting. According to Times of India Northeast, the meeting will be headed by the Chief Minister of Nagaland. All the Mason officials will attend the meeting, including the Commissioner and Secretary to Chief Minister of Nagaland, Cabinet Ministers, and the President of Eastern Nagaland Gazetted Officers Association. Officials holding important offices from the region are expected to attend, as outlined in the list accompanying the letter issued by Zay Alam, IAS Chief Secretary of Nagaland. The Delhi High Court on Thursday refused to entertain a petition seeking the removal of Arvind Kejriwal, who is lodged in Tihar jail after his arrest in the liquor policy case, as the Chief Minister of Delhi. As per India Today, a division bench of the Delhi High Court said it was Kejriwal's personal call on whether to continue as the CM or not. The High Court asked the petitioner to approach the constitutional authorities. At times, personal interest has to be subordinate to national interest, but that is his Kejriwal's personal call, the High Court said. We are a court of law. Do you have any precedent where the president's rule or governor's rule have been imposed by the court? The bench said. The petition was filed by Vishnu Gupta, a social worker and national president of the Hindu Sena. Gupta subsequently withdrew his petition and said that he would make a presentation before the lieutenant governor. A search operation is being carried out to locate the 2 Indians who have been missing since the quake. As the research and rescue operation continues in the most massive earthquake which shook Taiwan in 25 years on Wednesday, April 4th, 2 Indian nationals were reported to be missing by various Indian media outlets. Meanwhile, the death toll remained at 9 and more than 1,000 were reported injured. The missing Indians, who were reported to be a man and a woman, were last spotted at Taroko, Georgia, which is close to Howlin County. Howlin County was near the epicenter of the 7.2 magnitude earthquake which shook Taiwan. Taiwan's fire department confirmed that 1,038 people are injured and 52 have been missing. As per Indian media reports, a search operation was underway to find the missing Indians. Several thousand Indians, which includes 3,000 students, have been living in Taiwan. Drones and helicopters are being used by the authorities to find people in the jars, and supplies will be dropped from them when they are found. According to the authorities, some 70 people have already been evacuated from the tunnels close to Howlin City, which includes 2 Germans. They have also lost contact with 50 workers who were in 4 minibuses heading to a hotel in the national park, Taroko, Georgia, say officials, and added that the rescuers have been looking for them. Nearly 80 people were trapped in a mining area. Indian PM Modi expresses grief over tragic earthquake. Meanwhile, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi expresses grief over the tragedy and the loss of lives. Deeply saddened by the loss of lives due to earthquake in Taiwan today. Our heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and wishes for a speedy recovery to the injured. We stand in solidarity with the resilient people of Taiwan as they endured the aftermath and recover from it, said PM Modi in a post on X. Replying to the Prime Minister's post, outgoing Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen said, "We are deeply grateful for your kind words and support," at Narendra Modi at this challenging time. Your solidarity means a great deal to the people of Taiwan as we all work toward a safe recovery. Meanwhile, President-elect Lai Ching-te, also responding to PM Modi, said, "Thank you, Prime Minister Modi. Narendra Modi, for your heartwarming message. Your support and solidarity are a source of strength to the people of Taiwan during these trying times. Meanwhile, the India-Taipei Associations, which is the de facto missions of India in Taiwan, also extended its condolences at the loss of lives. We sincerely pray for the speedy recovery of those injured and stand ready with the people of Taiwan during this difficult time. Hashtag Island of Resilience, say the associations on X. In an advisory, the associations informed that an emergency helpline has been set up by them for assistance, guiding, and any clarifications needed by Indian nationals living in Taiwan in view of the earthquake striking of the coast of eastern Taiwan during the early hours of Wednesday, 3rd April 2024. The following emergency helpline has been set up by India-Taipei Associations for assistance, guidance, or clarifications to all Indian nationals living in Taiwan. Mobile number 0905-247-906. Email ad.ita@mea.gov.in. All Indian nationals are further requested to follow advisories issued by the local authorities. ITA also requests Indian nationals in Taiwan to share this advisory through their local networks for wider circulations, the India-Taipei Association said in a statement. Iran and one of its key proxies voted Tuesday to respond to a strike widely attributed to Israel that demolished Iran's consulate in the Syrian capital of Damascus and killed 13, including 2 Iranian generals. According to CBS News, Iran State TV reported Tuesday that the country's Supreme National Security Council, a key decision-making body, met late Monday and decided on a required response to the strike. The report said the meeting was chaired by President Ibrahim Raisi but provided no further details. The cowardly crime will not go unanswered, Raisi said on his office website, according to agency France Press. AFP reports that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said on his official website that Israel will be punished for the attack. Iran State TV said that the attack killed 7 Iranians and 6 Syrian citizens, AFP noted. Israel has repeatedly targeted military officers from Iran, which supports militant groups fighting Israel in Gaza and along its border with Lebanon. Monday's strike in Damascus signaled an escalation because it struck an Iranian diplomatic mission. It wasn't clear if Iran will respond itself, risking a dangerous confrontation with Israel and its ally, the United States, or would continue to rely on proxies including Lebanon's Hezbollah militia and Yemen's Houthi rebels. The airstrike in Syria killed General Mohammed Reza Zahedi, who led the elite Quds force in Lebanon and Syria until 2016, according to Iran's Revolutionary Guard. It also killed Zahedi's deputy general, Mohammad Hadi Hasrahimi, and 5 other officials. Iran's official news agency, IRNA, said Tuesday that Iran relayed an important message to the United States late Monday, and that it called for a meeting for the UN Security Council. The message to Washington was delivered through a Swiss envoy in Tehran. Switzerland looks after U.S. interests in Iran. Washington and Tehran don't have diplomatic relations. Iran reserves its legitimate and inherent right under international law and the United Nations Charter to take a decisive response to such reprehensible acts, Iran's mission to the world body said, according to AFP. IRNA said Iran holds the United States, Israel's closest ally, responsible for the strike. But Axios, citing and unnamed U.S. officials, reported that the U.S. told Iran that it had no involvement or advanced knowledge of the strike. The Security Council was to discuss the deadly strike later Tuesday at a meeting requested by Syrian ally Russia, AFP said. Hezbollah said Tuesday that Zahedi played a crucial role in helping develop and advance the work of the group in Lebanon. The crime will certainly not pass without the enemy receiving punishment and revenge, Hezbollah said in a statement. Since the outbreak of the war in Gaza nearly 6 months ago, those proxies have stepped up attacks, leading to near-daily cross-border exchange between Hezbollah and Israel, and frequent Houthi attacks on Red Sea shipping. Hamas, which rules Gaza and attacked Israel on October 7, is also backed by Iran. Israel, which rarely acknowledges strikes against Iranian targets, said it had no comment on the latest attack in Syria, although a military spokesman blamed Iran for a drone attack early Monday against a naval base in southern Israel. Israel has grown increasingly impatient with the daily exchange of fire with Hezbollah, which has escalated in recent days, and warned of the possibility of a full-fledged war. Houthi rebels have also been launching long-range missiles towards Israel, including on Monday. Syria's defense military say the attack destroyed the entire building, killing and injuring everyone inside. AFP reported, adding that the only thing left standing after the attack was the building's gate, with a sign reading the consular sections of the embassy of Iran. Windows shattered within a 550-yard radius, and many parked cars were damaged by the blast. Gulf monarchy Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Qatar condemned their strike on the Iranian consulate amid fears of a widening regional conflict. The 22-state Arab League alleged that Israel aims to expand the war and push the region to chaos. Meanwhile, amid ongoing tensions in the Red Sea, the U.S. Central Command said earlier Tuesday that its forces had destroyed a Houthi unmanned surface vessel the previous day. CENTCOM said the vessel posed a threat to the U.S. and coalition forces and merchant vessels in the region. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.